Your community directors present a TSJG Grinchmas. Every team member at the Gardens loved Christmas a lot, but Jessica, who ruled TSJG, did not. Jessica hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be perhaps not enough cheer in her cup. It could be maybe her mascara was messed up. But we think the most likely reason of all may have been that her heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, makeup or no booze, she sat in her office just hating those who were happily preparing for Christmas below, hanging up ornaments and lights all aglow.
They're planning their party,
Jessica snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow's their shindig, it's practically here.
Then she growled with immaculate nails, quickly drumming.
I must find some way to stop this party from coming.
For tomorrow, she knew every team member here would show up grinning and full of good cheer. For the party and holiday started at 5, and then, well, that team would have a good time.
And none will be working,
She said without joy.
they'll wear tacky sweaters and play with their toys. And then, why, and then the noise, 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 noise. I told you it was horrible.
Besides tacky sweaters, that's one thing she hated. The noise, 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 noise. Then the team, young and old, would sit down and eat. And they'd eat, and they'd eat. And they'd eat. They'd feast on those tacos, weird chips. Something Jessica couldn't stand in the least, having never before had a good taco feast. And the more she thought of this merry taco fling, the more Jessica thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 10 plus years I put up with this now. I must stop this party from coming. But how?
Then Jessica got an idea. An awful idea.
Fantastic.
Jessica got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know what I'll do.
Jessica laughed in her throat. And she quickly found Mary Jane's Santa hat and the coat. And she laughed as she donned them. Donning.
Ooh, I'm donning. All right.
They'll never suspect. They'll let old Santa Claus walk around all unchecked. I'll sneak myself down to the party real early and take all those tacos they love so dearly. All I need to complete this fantastic seasonal look is an elf who's okay with being a crook.
Jess looked all around, but since Santa bogarts the markets, there were no elves to be found. Did that stop old Jess? Of course not. She yelled for her assistant to wear pointy ears and a bell.
Joe!
So in came Joe, not knowing what to do, and Jessica quickly attached elf features with plenty of glue. Then she loaded a golf cart with some old, empty sacks. Forced poor Joe to get in and tore off down the track. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below.
Wait a minute. You're reading the wrong poem.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. You know, sometimes Christmas I just get carried away. Sorry. Okay, we're back. Here we go. The party was dark. No one had arrived. As Jessica shifted the cart out of drive, she snuck in the back as the chimney wasn't happening. Being covered in soot is not at all flattering. Then she stalked to the table, empty bags in her fist, and began to pack up all those tacos so crisp. and she slithered and slunk. With a smile, I said slithered and slunk. There you go. With a smile most unpleasant, not unsettling, unpleasant please, unpleasant. There we go. And took all the Jester decoration presents. So she stuffed all that food in her golf cart with glee.
Ha ha! Hey! Woohoo! And now,
Jessica grinned,
I'm gonna bomb this here tree.
and Jess reached for the bomb right there on the floor when she heard a small sound like a wild pig's roar.
Who dat? Who dat?
She turned around fast and saw a director, but she was Santa. They wouldn't suspect her. The director had snuck in before anyone else to sample the tacos and loosen his belt.
You're a slow chewer.
You broke up my patterns. Hey, Santa, what are you doing here? And where are the tacos?
Trouble was brewing, but Jessica hadn't risen to the top for nothing, and this poor dude wouldn't know she was bluffing.
Why, my sweet little minion.
The fake Santa Claus lied.
Those tacos are fattening. There's no veggies inside. So I'm putting in a new catering request. Trust me,
Santa said.
Santa knows best.
Don't you just eat mainly cookies?
The director replied.
Have you even had a taco?
And in 3 short, quick strides, he had picked up a taco Jessica missed, and before she could stop him, shoved it into her lips. Jessica stared at the director and widened her eyes. Wider. There we go. The taste of a taco was a mighty surprise. Why, meat wrapped in a crispy shell wasn't bad. And Jessica felt herself grow quite glad. And what happened then? Well, at the gardens, we have lots of tales, and we say, Jessica's heart and her waist grew 3 sizes that day. And she brought back the tree and the food for the feast. She must have had 5 or 6 tacos at least. As the party tied down and all went to work, enjoying this generous office day perk, we all heard Jessica give a loud call.
Merry Christmas, you guys, and tacos for all.